Hey Sarah, what's the look we're going for here? Is it ugly sweater?
How about a minion?
Oh, no, sweetheart, it's a Christmas photo shoot.
How about a nice sweater with a Christmas hoodie?
I want to be Abraham Lincoln.
No. Classic green and red? Or how about red with a bow tie?
How about a cheetah?
No!
So, what's our plan for getting a photo?
I'm thinking lots of snacks.
I was thinking clear expectations.
All right, babe, remember, we've still gotta get our Christmas photo taken.
Oh yeah, I'll go get the camera.
Oh my gosh, your kids are driving me crazy.
Where's Micah at?
Where's Sam?
So, you guys, we'd like you to smile for the camera and not look like you're being murdered.
And maybe when we're done, there will be snacks.
Hey, beautiful. Let's toast. Let's toast the moment.
Where are the kids now?
So, everyone, smile and say clear expectations. 3, 2, 1. Clear expectations!
Snacks!
All right, baby, it's ready.
Okay? All right, just smile at that camera.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why wouldn't they be serious?
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas
From our living room to yours.
Christmas is different this year. We're all learning to celebrate it in different ways. When we'd usually gather together in big groups all around town to celebrate Christmas, whenever and wherever, this year we're bringing Christmas right from our living room into yours.
Actually, Jesus is already here with you in your home. We're just celebrating Jesus' birth together with all of you in our living rooms.
We'd like to connect our living room to yours. Would you take a moment and fill out a connection card at www.sycamorecreekchurch.org/connect. If you're a first-time guest, we'll send you a free book from Amazon. It's Max Lucado's You Will Get Through This. And we're also giving $20 to 20 charities for the first 20 new people who fill out a connection card. It's our 2020 challenge because we turned 20 in 2020. That's a lot of 20s.
We'd also like to invite you to consider taking our Christmas offering challenge. Give away as much as you spend on Christmas. We'll talk about that more later in the service.
The 19th century poet Christina Rossetti lived with her very gifted and artistic Italian family in exile in England. She struggled with poor health from the age of 16. Besides being a woman of deep faith, she was also a woman of compassion, ministering to former prostitutes.
Her poem, In the Bleak Midwinter, was first published in 1872 in the middle of the Third Bubonic Plague, which would eventually reach England in 1900 and would kill over 12 million people worldwide. The poem was put to music and first appeared in a collection of hymns in 1906. It seems an appropriate message during a challenging winter and Christmas of our own. Join Kevin Fitton, our worship leader from Potterville, as he leads us in singing this song.
Bleak midwinter, frosty wind made moan. Earth stood hard as iron, water like a stone. snow had fallen, snow on snow, snow on snow. In the bleak midwinter, long ago. Our God, heaven cannot hold him, earth sustain. Heaven and earth shall flee away when he comes to reign. In the bleak midwinter, stable place sufficed. Lord God Almighty, Jesus Christ. Angels and archangels may have gathered here, cherubim and seraphim throng the air, but his mother only in her maiden bliss worship the beloved with a kiss. What can I give him, poor as I am? If I were a shepherd, I would bring a lamb. If I were a wise man, I would do my part. Yet what can I give him? Give my heart.
What can I give him, poor as I am this Christmas? I can give him my heart.
This reminds me of another Christmas carol, Little Drummer Boy. Sing along with us.
A newborn
I played my best for him. Pa-rum-pa-pum-pum, rum-pa-pum-pum, rum-pa-pum-pum. Then he smiled at me. Pa-rum-pa-pum-pum. He's my friend.
Tonight we light the final Advent candle. Whether you've been lighting Advent candles leading up to tonight or not, get a candle and light it right now. The candle that we light today is the Christ candle. On the eve of Jesus' birth, we remember that Jesus brings light into the world.
Sometimes churches stand in honor of the story being read, so we invite you to stand as we read the story of Jesus' birth as told by Matthew.
This is how Jesus the Messiah was born.
His mother Mary was engaged to be married to Joseph.
But before the marriage took place, while she was still a virgin, she became pregnant through the power of the Holy Spirit.
Joseph, to whom she was engaged, was a righteous man and did not want to disgrace her publicly, so he decided to break the engagement quietly.
As he considered this, an angel of the Lord appeared in a dream.
Joseph, son of David, the angel said, do not be afraid to take Mary as your wife.
For the child within her was conceived by the Holy Spirit, and she will have a son, and you are to name him Jesus, for he will save his people from their sins.
All of this occurred to fulfill the Lord's message through his prophet.
Look, the virgin will conceive a child.
She will give birth to a son, and they will call him Emmanuel, which means God is with us.
On the mountain, in the valley, in the crowded streets, or the empty desert, in our hope and in our waiting, we are never alone. God is with us.
Merry Christmas, friends, from our living room to yours. Tonight, we want to give you a personal message about a cornerstone belief for Jesus followers. Now, if you're watching this and you consider yourself not religious, or if you're of another faith, you're welcome here too. We think you'll benefit by celebrating Christmas with us in your own living room. Tonight, we're going to talk about the Incarnation. This is all about the presence of God with us through the birth of Jesus. People sometimes ask me, Pastor Tom, how long does it take to write a message? Sometimes it can take a really long time, but the real answer is that it takes however long it takes. Like giving birth. Well, sorta. Okay, not really at all. But this one took about 45 minutes to write. It just tumbled out on the screen. But I got emotional writing it. I cried. I also laughed. I think you'll come away with a similar reaction. So what is the Incarnation? Let's turn to the source of all wisdom and knowledge, Wikipedia. Wikipedia says, in Christian theology, the Incarnation is the belief that Jesus Christ, the second person of the Trinity, also known as God the Son or the Logos, was made flesh. By being conceived in the womb of a woman, the Virgin Mary, also known as the Theotokos. The doctrine of the Incarnation then entails that Jesus is fully God and fully human. The divine nature of the Son was united but not mixed with the human nature in one divine person. Jesus Christ was both truly God and truly man. The theological term for this is hypostatic union. Well then, now that we understand the Incarnation, we can just pack our bags and go. I'll tell you what, I've got a Master of Divinity that took 3 years of theological study at Duke University to be able to understand that paragraph on Wikipedia. So let me try to make it simple for all of us. The Incarnation is when God became flesh in the person of His Son Jesus. Or as one of Jesus' closest followers and friends put it, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. And the Word became flesh and dwelt among us. God the Spirit entered into our world in the flesh in Jesus. Jesus is all God and all human, all at the same time. Is that still a bit foggy? Well, yeah. So how would you explain it to a little kid? Let's take that route. Imagine if God the Father had a conversation with God the Son before He came to earth. Now, some of us didn't have a very good father, and we recognize that for some of you, calling God Father is complicated at the least. Perhaps this Christmas, God can be the Father you've never had, or don't have this Christmas. It helped us to imagine the story of Christmas as a father talking to a son. And Jesus liked to call God Abba, which was the vernacular for daddy. So the conversation might have gone something like this.
Jesus, Son, this is your mission should you choose to accept it. The rescue of creation from the situation they've fallen into. But let me explain to you what this will entail and what it will cost you before you accept it.
First, I've selected a wonderful young woman named Mary to be your mother. She's an amazing young woman. I think you're really going to like her. She lives in a backcountry little village called Nazareth. She's humble and holy. I'm going to send the angel Gabriel to let her know what's about to happen. She's engaged, but she's going to become pregnant supernaturally. She won't be able to comprehend all the reasons why, just like any of us. But she has so much trust and faith that she won't have to fully understand to say yes to this adventure.
Your earthly father? Well, he'll be a man named Joseph. He's a just and merciful man. At first, when he realizes that his fiancée is pregnant, he'll plan to divorce her without dragging her through the mud, but I'll send Gabriel again to explain things to him, and he'll trust the plan too. Over the centuries, he won't get as much airtime as Mary. She'll get statues and people will respect her deeply, but he'll usually at least get a place in the nativity scene.
So then I can imagine Jesus would respond something like this.
Dad, this is sounding pretty good so far.
And God the Father would say,
so let me be really clear. You're going to leave the glory and comfort and security and privilege of heaven, and because you're being born supernaturally through Mary, you're going to have to spend 9 months in her womb before she pushes you out into the cold, hard world. It comes with a lot of slime and crying, but it's how things work on earth.
And Jesus would ask, could I go with a stork? Or maybe just appear a fully grown human?
No, Jesus, you have to be born of a woman. You see, when I created Adam, I created a human with no man or woman. And I've created all the other humans since then from a man and a woman. So it's fitting to complete the pattern by just using a woman.
Well, couldn't Gabriel complete the rescue mission as an angel?
Not quite. An angel can't do it. You see, humans are the ones who need to be rescued, and the only one who has the power to rescue is God. So the only way for the rescue mission to succeed is for a God-human to do it. Because Mary will be your mother, you'll be fully human, but because I'll be your father, you'll be fully God. You'll be all God and all human, all at the same time, perfectly formed to go on this rescue mission. You see, the divine, that's me, will take on the character of flesh, that's you, so that flesh, that's humans, can take on the character of the divine. That's us. That's perfect love.
Dad, I see it. It's beautiful.
Oh, wait. Don't sign on the dotted line quite yet. You might think you'll be born into the halls of power and privilege with all the creature comforts of a palace. But that's not the plan. You'll be born in a very common place in Bethlehem. And not only that, you're going to be born into a cave next to farm animals, sheep, goats, manure, and flies.
They'll place you in a feeding trough in the barn. No pigs, though. You're going to have to do without bacon.
No bacon? I guess so. But why this place?
This is a really important part of the plan, because it's important that everyone know that I love everyone, not just the rich and powerful.
And those who claim that their riches and power were given to them by me as a sign of my blessing and not anyone else, that's not necessarily true. I want everyone, the common person, the ordinary person, to know that this rescue mission is for them. It's for everyone.
Before you are born, things are going to get, well, very, very complicated. All the forces of the evil side of creation will be arrayed against you, natural and supernatural forces.
You see, this rescue mission isn't just for Israel and the Jews. It's for everyone in every nation and every religion. So I'm going to direct some religious leaders, magi from a foreign land, to follow stars and find you. Along the way, they'll consult the political leader in Israel, Herod. He'll be threatened by the idea that foreigners have come to worship a new leader, and it's not him.
So he's going to try to take you out by having all the boys under the age of 2 slaughtered. But you'll escape as a refugee to the neighboring country of Egypt, and the gifts that the Magi gave you will sustain you through this immigration and asylum.
Oh, note to self, get a fast donkey. But Dad, is there another way?
I'm afraid not. When those in power experience perfect love, their fallenness is always threatened by it. Well, maybe King David, who was a man after my own heart, was willing to be corrected and turn away from the horrible things that he did.
Eventually, you'll come back to your home in Israel, and as a child, you'll have special powers. If you don't want to take a bath, you can part the waters and sit in a dry tub. You can turn broccoli into chocolate cake. Yes! Yes!
Yes.
Jesus, just take the bath. Just eat the broccoli. I'm kidding. Don't abuse your powers.
In school, you'll have perfect attendance and get straight A's. You raise your hand only just the right amount and never too much to show off and brown nose to the teacher. The other kids are going to be jealous. One day your family is going to travel to the temple in Jerusalem and somehow lose you. Mary and Joseph, when they finally realize they left you behind, will tear their hair out with anxiety. But when they go back, you'll have found your true place in your Father's house, the temple, talking to the teachers.
What will I do when I grow up?
Jesus, you're going to be a craftsman, a laborer with calluses on your hands. Joseph will teach you and apprentice you. You'll work with your hands while you're meditating with your mind and praying in your spirit. You won't make a lot of money. Labor unions won't have been invented yet, but you'll find a deep satisfaction in serving people, and you'll be good at it.
But as you go deeper into your rescue mission, they won't respect you, especially the people you grew up with in your hometown. The very tools you use to work with will be used to build a cross.
But will there be any celebrations?
Yes! In fact, you'll perform your first miracle at a wedding.
You'll really confound everyone when Mary trusts you to deal with a situation. See, they'll run out of wine, and you'll turn the water into wine.
Wait a minute. My first miracle is a frat boy party trick?
And the Baptists will debate for centuries whether it was non-alcoholic wine or not.
Your ministry will begin when your cousin John baptizes you. You'll be tempted by Satan, the accuser, to give up the mission for pleasure, protection, and power. But despite having been fasting for 40 days, you'll resist.
I'll fast for 40 days?
Yep. But you'll come out of that time of prayer with a clarity of who you are and a power for what your mission really is. You'll come to rescue those who need healing.
You'll heal the blind and deaf. You'll raise people from the dead. The religious leaders of the day aren't going to know what to do with you. They'll call you a hypocrite, a drunk, a lunatic, a dangerous terrorist, even an enemy of mine.
So, Dad, how should I respond?
Just love them. Show them our love. You are our love embodied in the flesh, incarnate. You'll touch lepers, befriend sex workers, love all those that religion rejects.
The more you love them, the more the powers that be will hate you. Just keep being love. Love isn't what we do. Love is who we are.
Be love to them. That's how we'll heal them of their hate.
Will I do this alone?
You'll have some very good friends, but they won't fully understand you until much later. In fact, sometimes they'll just be dead weight. But love is never a love alone. So you'll be patient with them and sometimes a bit frustrated, even exasperated.
One of your closest, his name is Peter, the rock. He'll walk on water to you. He'll declare ever-dying loyalty to you, but in the face of a child, will deny you 3 times. And yet you'll show them what love looks like. You'll share a meal with them, bread and wine, and you'll tell them that it's your body and your blood. But one of them that you share this meal with will betray you with a kiss.
This sounds like it's about to get painful.
Yes, it will, Jesus. But you'll lean on me. You'll pray harder than you ever prayed before, and you'll sweat drops of blood, anticipating the shame of your execution. Jesus, look at me. The cross is worse than you can imagine. You'll feel physical pain, horrible physical pain, and you'll feel, it's nearly impossible for me to say, you'll feel abandoned by me. And you will, in that moment, take on the pain and brokenness and rot of all of creation, and you will absorb it into your divinity.
Remember, only humans need to be rescued, and only God can do the rescuing. And in that moment, when you feel abandoned by me, I will know what it is like to lose a son I perfectly love. And you will cry out to me, asking me to forgive them because they don't understand what they're doing.
But Dad, when will it end?
You'll give up your spirit and die before they have time to speed up and force your death. You'll cry out and breathe your last breath. The dividing veil between us and humanity will be torn. One of the religious leaders, who has a secret friend and follower, will bury you in a tomb. They'll put soldiers in front of the tomb so your friends don't steal the body, and they'll seal it up with a huge stone.
But the last thing they'll expect is this. 3 days later, well, it's 3 days if you squint, more like 2 or 2.5 days, I'll raise you from the dead. The tide of the war in your rescue mission will turn. The evil side of creation, the enemy, will no longer be on the offense. You've got the ball and you're in the red zone.
Well, when will my friends find out about it?
The first to learn will be your closest and most loyal followers, the women.
People are always underestimating the women. It's a serious flaw in humanity. But they'll be the first ones to tell the story. Get this, to the men.
And then I imagine that the Holy Spirit finally pipes up in this story I'm telling. But what about me? When do I get to join in this rescue mission?
You've been there all along. Wherever the Father or Son is, you're there also. Jesus, you can tell them about our Spirit.
I will ask the Father, and He will give you another advocate to help you and be with you forever, the Spirit of truth. The world cannot accept Him because it neither sees Him nor knows Him, but you know Him, for He lives with you and will be in you.
Before I leave earth, can I ascend back to heaven and remind them?
Of course.
Therefore, go and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit, and teaching them to obey everything I have commanded you. And surely I am with you always, to the very end of the age.
I am with you always.
I will never leave you.
I will never forsake you.
Even when they are unfaithful, even when they run away, even when they do horrible things to one another, amidst plagues and famines and war and disease and death, I will never leave them.
Jesus, are you sure that you're up for this?
Yes.
Let's recap. Why do you want to do this?
Because we love them. They need us because we need to show them who we are. We are love.
All right. What's your mission?
I will go to bring them life and life to the full.
Who are you going for?
I'm going not for the righteous, but for the sinners. Not for the healthy, but for the sick. Not for the found, but for the lost.
I am the good shepherd. I lay down my life for the sheep. I must show them our love. I can't just shout it out at a distance from heaven. I'll show it to them right where they're at on earth in the flesh. I will be Emmanuel, God with us.
And she will have a son, and you are to name him Jesus, for he will save his people from their sins. All of this occurred to fulfill the Lord's message through his prophet.
Look, the virgin will conceive a child. She will give birth to a son, and they will call him Emmanuel, which means God with us.
God with us.
God with us.
God
with us.
If you are alone, God is with you as your companion.
If you are sick, God is with you as your healer.
If you are lost, God is with you as your guide. If you are hurting, God is with you as your comforter.
If you are weak, God is with you as your strength.
If you're under attack, God is with you as your defender.
If you are afraid, God is with you as your peace.
If you're in sin, God is with you as your Savior.
God didn't just shout his goodness from heaven. He came to earth willing to pay the ultimate sacrifice so we would know just how much God loves us. Jesus is God with us. Friends, would you pray with me? God, right now this Christmas has had so many challenges. This whole year has just been one challenge after another. Sometimes I've felt abandoned. Tonight, as we celebrate Christmas in our living rooms, help me and my loved ones to know and experience your presence with us always.
Now, the first step toward experiencing God with us is responding to that gift that Jesus gives all of us at Christmas himself. Have you welcomed the gift of Jesus not just into your living room, but into your heart? How do you do that?
Well, you simply talk to God and say something like this. God, I know I haven't always done the loving thing. More often than I'd like to admit, I choose what is unloving. I've not followed the way of Jesus. Forgive me, and I give myself in return. Send your Spirit to help me follow more faithfully the loving way of Jesus so that your rescue mission on earth would continue through me. I ask for this not by the honor of my own name, but by the honor of Jesus' name. I ask for this not by my own power, but by the power of your Spirit. May it be so in my life.
And all who wanted to receive the gift of Jesus at Christmas and in return give the gift of themselves said or commented or tweeted, Amen. Amen.
We're going to sing Silent Night to Candlelight in just a moment. But first, we'd love to connect with you this week. Would you take a moment and fill out our connection card at sycamorecreekchurch.org/connect? If you're a first-time guest, we'll send you a free book from Amazon, Max Lucado's You'll Get Through This. And we're also giving $20 to 20 charities for the first 20 new people who fill out a connection card. It's our 2020 challenge because, well, we turned 20 this year.
We'd also like to invite you to consider taking our Christmas offering challenge. We put this challenge before our church every year to give away as much as you spend on Christmas. If you spend $100 celebrating Christmas, give $100 away. If you spend $500, give away $500. And some of you spend $1,000 or more to celebrate Christmas, then match it with a generous gift. If you don't have the ability to do both, well, then cut your spending in half so that you can give half away.
Friends, in 2018, we received over $27,000 and gave it all away in 2019. In 2019, we received over 32,000, and we're giving it all away. How much will we receive in our Christmas offering this year and give it away in 2021? When you combine all the year's Christmas offerings together, we received and have given away over $177,000. Will we break $200,000 in total this year? This offering goes to fund three things: our care ministries, our local missions, and our global missions.
Our care ministries provide emergency assistance for rent, utilities, and other basic necessities for people in need. We know that need is only going to grow as the pandemic continues. We also provide free mental health counseling for those whose insurance doesn't cover therapy.
Our local missions include our food bank in Potterville, support for our local schools, ongoing anti-racism training in Lansing. 40 people at Sycamore Creek alone have attended this 2.5-day training. 40 people.
Our global missions include feeding 70 plus kids a day in Nicaragua through our over 15-year relationship with Dr. Meir, as well as global missions through the United Methodist Church.
So how can you give? Well, there are three ways. Download our app, search for SCCMI in the App Store, and give a one-time or a recurring gift securely and easily. Give on our website at sycamorecreekchurch.org/give, or mail your check to our office at 1919 South Pennsylvania. Put Christmas offering on the memo line.
In just a moment, we're going to close our celebration singing Silent Night by candlelight. You've got your candle lit, so turn off your lights, take a selfie, and post a picture of you singing Silent Night by candlelight in your living room this year, and tag it #SCCMI.
Later tonight, we're going to gather for a very brief, 20 to 30 minute brief outdoor service at our South Lansing campus at 9 p.m.
And at our Potterville campus at 9 p.m. in the parking lot. So join us in person later tonight. Before we get to Silent Night, we'd like to give you a taste of the new series we're beginning this Sunday. Here it is.
Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round in the Virgin Mother and Child, Holy Infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace. Silent night, holy night, the shepherds quake at the sight from heaven afar, and the heavenly host sing Alleluia. Christ the Savior is born. Christ the Savior is born. Silent night, holy night, Son of God and love's pure light. Oh, the radiant streams from thy holy face, with the dawn of redeeming grace. Jesus, Lord, at thy birth, Jesus, Lord, at thy birth.
Merry Christmas from our living room to yours.
Merry Christmas from our living room to yours.
Merry Christmas from our living room to yours.